33 dives to the Titanic wreckage have been made by Cameron, the director of the film Titanic. But why did the OceanGate Submersible Titan get into trouble this time? The OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush invited the Titanic director to the journey, but he denied due to a lot of security concerns, and the Titan wasn't even certified.
Stockton Rush asked me if I wanted to go out there and dive this season. I wasn't interested. There was a lot of concern about this outfit and this sub. A lot of concern, even to the extent that a lot of them got together and wrote a letter to OceanGate and said, you have to certify. You cannot take people down, it's irresponsible, and it could lead to catastrophe.
According to Cameron, he couldn't think of any other scenario in which a sub would be lost, where it lost communication and navigation at the same time and stayed out of touch.
They lost comms and tracking, the last one being the critical one, because the transponder that's used to track a sub during descent and on the bottom is a fully autonomous system. It's in its own pressure housing and it has its own battery power. So for them to lose comms and tracking at the same time, sub was gone. There was no question in my mind. For days, I tried to run other scenarios that could account for it. I could come up with nothing.
On the other hand, Robert Ballard in 1985, who located the Titanic wreckage first time 40 miles off to the coast of Newfoundland, he and Cameron already knew that the Titan submersible has imploded because it lost its navigation and communication at the same time.
When it happened, both Jim and I were at sea on that Sunday, and Jim called me and told me about it, and we both instantly knew that it was gone. Tracking system went out and everything went out. The only way you could explain it was a catastrophic implosion.
Responding to Cameron's statement, Guillermo, the co-founder of OceanGate, urged people not to speculate about the cause of the accident. Cameron, the director of the film Titanic, who is a submersible designer himself, has designed vessels that can dive to depths 3 times deeper than where the Titanic rests. He said that he contacted the intelligence agencies earlier and they got the confirmation of the implosion.
So the next thing I did was contacted a few more people, managed to track down their acoustic networks around. Some are research, some are intelligence. We got confirmation within an hour that there had been a loud bang at the same time that that comms were lost. A loud bang on the hydrophones, loss of transducer or transponder, loss of comms. I knew what happened. Sub imploded. I sent emails to everybody I know. I said, we've lost some friends. The sub has imploded. It's on the bottom in pieces right now. I sent that out Monday morning.
Cameron called the carbon fiber construction of the Titan as fundamentally flawed.
I had deep concerns about the technology that they were using, composite fiber wound filament hull, which I don't believe has any place in deep submergence. And I know a thing or two about the engineering that goes into subs. I designed and built my own sub and went, at one point 10 years ago, went 3 times deeper than Titanic at the Challenger Deep. So, it's all just engineering.
The submersible was carrying 5 people when it dove towards the Titanic wreckage in the North Atlantic on 18th June. It lost contact with its mothership after an hour and 45 minutes into the journey. On 22nd June, US authorities announced that researchers found the Titan's debris on the seabed, indicating that the vessel had imploded and the 5 people aboard had perished. Cameron claimed that this tragedy is the result of overconfidence and has very similarities with the tragedy of Titanic. According to Cameron, the captain of Titanic was warned about the iceberg and about his overspeeding. He further said that the Titan's tragedy could be prevented by taking essential safety steps.
To me, the big irony is that the Titanic sank because of bad seamanship. The captain was warned, and he took a decision to go full speed into a known ice field that he had Marconigram, telegrams in his pocket, warning about the ice ahead. And on a moonless night where they couldn't see anything, they just steamed full speed ahead. And I kind of feel that that's what happened here. I feel that this was such a preventable tragedy. We've never had a tragedy like this in the entire history of deep submergence, deep diving.
Most tourist operations use certifications mostly from ABS, that is American Bureau of Shipping, but Titan submersible wasn't certified.
Most of the tourist operations around the world use certification from, let's say, ABS, the American Bureau of Shipping, and this particular outfit didn't do that.
Other than the wreck of Titanic, what else would you find at that depth? You will not find skeletons because the bones dissolve very quickly in the solution at that depth. You will only find shoes and other personal belongings.
You won't find bodies at Titanic. You won't find skeletons. The bones actually dissolve into solution very rapidly at that depth. What anybody who's explored the wreck finds is pairs of shoes.
It takes years for a skeleton to vanish, but the shoes, treated with tannic acid, they won't eat them. So all around the Titanic are the shoes. There's a scene where we were filming and we came across a pair of women's shoes.
Yeah.
next to a pair of girls' shoes. These were people.
These were people. Those shoes got to the bottom
doubled up
on people.
They were in their cabin.
Yeah.
Because the cabin was all around the destruction of it, and there was a hand mirror.
Was there a real prediction of Titan sinking in the cartoon Simpsons? People on social media are sharing this episode of Simpson cartoons where it is clearly shown that the main character went down towards the wreckage of Titanic and he also suffered from a shortage of oxygen. What do you think about it? Share your thoughts in the comment section.